Hey there, Gemini Sun, Gemini Moon, Gemini Rising. It's Maggie from Moon Direct. Welcome to my channel. Here we work with the energy to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. And we're going to talk about the energy, mostly about the moon, of what's going on between June 22nd and July 5th. So, and how does that affect your chart? So, they'll be broken up into two weeks. So we're going to do June 22nd through the 28th, and then I'll timestamp it so you can watch this back later if you want and review for the next week, which is the 29th of June through the 5th of July, which actually culminates with another eclipse. That would be, yes, 3 in a row. Eclipse coming in at on the Capricorn axis. So wrapping up that whole North Node, South Node, and Cancer and Capricorn and how it affects you. And now, Gemini, the spotlight is on you for like the next 18 months or so, as the axis of the North Node and the South Node of the Moon has moved into the North Node in Gemini, the South Node in Sagittarius, and this will be about what are you curious about and where do you want to go, and what are you willing to release that is a long-held belief that helps you to get there. And so that's going to be affecting you, probably you and Sagittarius the most, and then, of course, the rest of us all get a flavor of it, depending on which house it falls into in our charts. And so this, though, is going to be an interesting time for you about exploring what it is that you're curious about. So let's go ahead and get started on the overall energy. The thing that we're kind of looking at for you is connections. In the heart chakra, it says universal oneness, love, interconnection, and support. So over the course of the next 2 weeks, it's going to be about who are you connected to? How are you connected to them? How do you feel about that? What relationships need to be healed? What can you do to help yourself through this process? So that looks like a lot of Cancer kind of work, right? Because the sun is now in Cancer. It got there with that eclipse. I hope that you had an opportunity to, but if you haven't done that yet, take some time to sit down and think about it, because this was a very powerful eclipse that we had on Sunday. Well, Saturday, Sunday, depending on where you are in the world, but it was about it is about what do you want to do over the next 6 months as far as like readjusting your life and which way do you want to go and what do you want to explore in matters of nurturing yourself and in love, just the home, like the whole home scenario, and then wherever Cancer falls, particularly in your chart. If you are a Gemini rising, that is in your second house of what you value, self-esteem, self-worth, material goods. So it could all have stuff to do with your home also. Before I forget and I get too far into this, I do want to invite you to please hit the thumbs up for stuff, because it says, hey, I appreciate, that you appreciate my time and my effort. But also, I really want to encourage you to leave me a comment, even if it's just an emoji, because when I do the mid-Cancer reading, which will be coming out next Monday, I am going to pull cards, a card at the end of each video for someone who's left messages for me for this video, and also for the Sun and Cancer video, which I will link below in the description box, so you can go ahead and check that out and see where that is headed for you. So we are starting off this week of the 22nd with that moon in Cancer. After the eclipse, it's still hanging in there for a little bit. Oh, I want to get this down enough so you can see. There we go. See your connection card. Okay, so it is about realizing like kind of where you want to go, what's important to you, where you're headed at. And so you have persistent drive. Nice. See what you desire and move toward the goal. It is time to zero in on your purpose. Use your intuitions and instinct to guide you for optimal outcome. So where do you want to go? This is the whole thing that this new moon was asking you to do, was asking you where you want to go, what do you want to do. So, like, the sun keeps running behind the clouds on me. Sorry about the lighting. All right, so what do you want to do? Where do you want to go? What do you want to create for yourself? And once you figure out what it is, this persistent drive, you're going to be helped out a lot when on the so it's the 27th. So later this week, when Mars gets into Aries. So by the time we wrap up this week, Mars will be in Aries. And that will help all of us, the whole world, to pick up the pace a little. It might pick it up a little more than some people are expecting, but there is a lot of energy for that. And so when you get to, oh gosh, one thing I want to cover, Monday has this energy of you really recognizing not only what it is that you want, but also recognizing and understanding maybe what some of the obstacles are, like clarity coming through of what the obstacles could be, what the challenges are, how do you want to overcome them, and so really paying attention to that. On Tuesday, Neptune is going to move retrograde, because why not? We don't have enough planets that are retrograde, so let's do the countdown real quick. So we have Mercury that went retrograde on the 18th, we've got Jupiter that's retrograde, we've got Saturn that's retrograde, we've got Venus that's retrograde. She goes direct though on the 25th, so thank goodness for that. So, and we have Neptune now in retrograde. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. 6 planets retrograde. That is huge. And because they're personal planets, all of them are being retrograded right now. Venus, Mercury, and well, Mars isn't, but there's this energy of what all the big planets are doing feels very personal in your own life too. So really kind of tapping in and reviewing what it is that matters to you and how do you want to change and what do you want to proceed forward is going to be the theme of like the next 6 months. Big time. So using that energy, that eclipse, to help you kind of laser focus in on where it is that you want to go so that you can get there. So there's a real need to accept the current situation for what it is, but also look around and see who can help you. Who can help you? There's an opportunity here to really clarify what your dreams and your goals are, and so where you want to go with this stuff. And this energy feels very it feels dense. Yes. It does. But so for you, Gemini, that would be difficult. Having to feel so weighed down in all this earthbound energy. I just want to invite you to take advantage of being grounded to help you laser focus, and then using your ability to take a higher vantage point, to see things from a different view, to really use it to help promote the growth that you want in the direction that you want to go, because you have prosperity that came out. So where do you want to go? Where do you want your life to prosper? What do you want to create for yourself? There's a real opportunity here for you to tap into your hopes, your goals, your dreams, your wishes, and what you want to do with that. I do want to caution you, though, because of a lot of things that are going on. We've got the moon squaring off with Uranus and Taurus, among some other things. There's a real possibility of, let's say, fireworks, of people getting really angry and speaking their mind and maybe not the way they want to. And so just be aware that I'm not saying don't speak your truth, but maybe how you speak your truth might really matter. So then on Thursday, Venus goes direct at 2:48 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time here in the U.S. And then in the afternoon, the moon is going to get into Virgo. So this could really bring about some clarity in matters of the heart. It could bring around clarity in matters around your home, what you nurture, what you care about. We've got Venus is going to Venus and so Neptune, when Neptune goes retrograde, it actually allows for clarity. When it's direct, it's less clear. It's like the one thing that's really good about Neptune going direct. So here's an opportunity to figure out how can you show yourself that you care about yourself, that you love yourself, to create the stability in your life. Putting yourself first. Blocking out that time for you, chasing your passion, remembering to take the time to nurture and nourish yourself first. We have here the humpback whale singer. Singing healing songs for the world, your inner navigation always guides you. Nothing can stop you or keep you from your goal. Align your purpose and the power in your soul. Oh, this is so funny because before I turned on the camera, that song from George Michael and the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin, I Knew You Were Waiting, was playing in my head, and it's kind of like this, when the river was wide, it didn't stop me, when the valley was low, I still believed. Don't have the words in the right order, but I knew you were waiting for me. So it feels like your purpose is waiting for you to align with it, and nothing's going to keep you from it. So, wow, that is super cool. I just thought it was because I like George Michael that I was hearing that. Okay, so here we go. That was for you, I guess. All right, so then on Friday, what else? I have so many notes because so much is going on. There is an opportunity also over the weekend to really think about, that wounding that needs to be healed might come up. And so when you are communicating with other people about what is important to you, this connections, speak from your heart, speak with love, and ask for the support that you need so that you can promote the growth in your life that you're looking for this week. On Saturday, yay, that is that Mars getting into Aries at 9:45 p.m. So really it's more like Sunday. But we've got the moon moving into Libra in the afternoon, bringing about a little bit of a sense of balance and equilibrium. That's in a fellow air sign for you. That is your house of fun and romance and creativity. And so I think you start to see where the path is opening up for you and where you need to adjust and where do you need to adapt things. So it is this process of assessing and really looking forward. And you have the Vulture, which I don't want you to get freaked out about it because it's actually a really lovely card. The Vulture, I'll tell you what this one says. It says, accept the inevitable, let go of the past, and welcome a rebirth to begin. And the other thing that when I see the vultures, nothing is wasted. Nothing is wasted. That animal that sacrificed its life by running in front of a car is now feeding the vulture, who's clearing up the roads. There is this. It's not wasted. There's opportunities when everything in the world is going crazy right now. Look around. Where can you tap into the opportunities that you see? How can you use them? How can you use them to your advantage? Accept the inevitable, let go of the past, and welcome the rebirth to begin. So in the middle of all of this destruction, this chaos, something new will emerge. And so the question is, can you figure out what it is and how you can best use it to really support yourself in a way that you want to get to where it is that you really want to go with things? Wow, these cards are kind of in a weird situation here. I guess we'll do it like this. Okay, so that'll work. All right, so let me write the time down. That is 12:30. Okay, so we're going to move on to the second week. As I'm closing up this week and moving into it, though, I really do want to suggest that you use this opportunity over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, the 27th and the 28th, to set some stuff up for organizing. We've got Saturn helping out that energy, and so even though you might want to like jump in really super fast and really go for something really fast and make some huge momentous changes, the thing about Saturn coming into I think it's opposition with it, or square maybe, it's slowing it down, or a trine. I can't remember. I'd have to look it up. There's a trine energy, I think. Oh my God. I am so sorry. You are my first one of the day, and so I can't remember everything again. So it doesn't matter. It is definitely Saturn. It's going to be playing off against Aries, Mars for the next 5 months at different aspects. And so there is going to be the slow buildup of energy. It's kind of like taking off from the station and the wheels turning on the train and things moving along. And so it is a little bit of a slow start, but makes it one that's more stable and more likely to yield the results that you would really like it to yield. Okay, let's get into week 2. Week 2 is June 29th through July 5th. Wow. Okay, so Mercury went retrograde on the 18th, and it went retrograde right in just about in conjunction with my natal Mercury, and I'm just telling you, I'm struggling, so hang in there with me. So while I'm going ahead and getting this next card out, if you haven't hit that thumbs up yet or left me a comment or an emoji so that you can be in the drawing for when I do the reading for the mid-month of Cancer, Now would be a good time to do that. Oh, look at this. Nice. Okay, so we have this energy that we finished off last week with the vulture, right? And the vulture is about accepting the inevitable, letting the past go and welcoming the rebirth to begin. And then you start off on Monday with that moon in Scorpio with the transformation card, which is the Scorpio card in this deck, in my opinion. And it says a fresh new way of living emerges. This is the energy of discerning what is important to you. What is worth... Okay, we have the fear card here. The thing about fears is they're not things that have happened. They're just, it's your mind creating negative scenarios. And if you hang on to them, you are likely to create them. Whatever you put into that little basket there, that little bird cage, that's what you're going to focus on and create. And so instead, pull into yourself, pull into your energy, feel yourself protected by the light, and focus on what it is you really want, not what you're afraid of, so that you have this nice safe boundary around you, and then you can start working toward your dreams. Because here's an opportunity to really transform something in your life in a beautiful way. The phoenix rising from the ashes, transformation. This is a beautiful way to really work through this energy and navigate. So what is interesting is this actually goes with this card because it's for the, oh my gosh, it's for the willpower and the focus of when that moon gets into Sagittarius. That's my fire card one. But I think it all fits in here. But let's just go ahead and see what we get for energy with managing the Scorpio energy where you're a little bit concerned. Okay, look, you are getting ready for a great new beginning. You've got ready. Oh, wow. You got ready, set, go. Now is the perfect moment to dive in and embrace your heart's desire. Your intuition is correct. Yes. Take action accordingly. And synchronicities. Your prayers and questions are being answered by synchronistic events. Notice how they increase and flow. Gemini, this is beautiful. So you are making a big change in your life. Everybody is, but yours looks really good. We've got prosperity here. We've got drive and persistence. We've got, there's no obstacle that you can't overcome. You can tap into, so the whales, they keep the records for the earth. Like anything that's happened here, they keep it. And so that would be like tapping into the Akasha, your own Akasha, everything that you've ever known at any incarnation. You can tap into that and use that knowledge and information to help you decide where to go next and how you want to do things. And so you have a really great opportunity here. When that moon moves into Virgo, it is about achievement. That's what it says right here. It says, oh, can you read it? Achievement. This is about taking action in the direction that you want to go, where you can really achieve your desires, and you had successful funding coming out. Now, successful funding could mean a lot of things. Like, if you're not sure you can afford to make this big change, I'd say the money is coming. Trust in it. If you've been applying for a loan or needed some financial assistance, I believe it's coming. If you needed a raise, that's coming. Whatever it is, successful funding means that the money is coming. So that is beautiful news. This eclipse that we are having in Capricorn, it's not a really strong eclipse like the one that we just had in Cancer. Okay, it has a lot less energy, but it really is about identifying where the obstacles are and being willing to release what doesn't work that's holding you back from the success that's building for you. And so over the course of this week and next 2 weeks, right? So from the time from the eclipse, which has the energy of about 6 months, especially that one that we just had, the new moon eclipse, really focusing in on what you need and being willing to let go of what doesn't work for you. So you have worked through your fears. So these fears back here that you are so worried about, figure out if they're real or if they're holding you back, and can you just let them go? Because the more energy you give them, the more real they become. So I'm actually going to tell on a Gemini rising that I know. I won't tell you who it is. But I had a really interesting conversation with this Gemini rising and said, hey, you know, would you like to meet me in the park? We can, you know, sit and hang out and talk. And haven't seen you in, you know, ever. I want to say since before Christmas. And the Gemini rising said, I've only been to the grocery store twice since this COVID thing. And I just went and took the risk to get my clothes, my laundry done. And I can't see you because I know you've been around people because you just got done saying you went to the grocery store and you went to get your car fixed. And so this is not a love relationship, so it's not like I'm being blown off. That's not what this is. This is someone who has allowed the fears to manifest so strongly that it is preventing forward movement in this Gemini rising's life. Don't let that happen to you, okay? So don't let that happen to you. The good news is therapy is involved, so I'm hopeful. Wow, you have the most amazing. First off, you have Aqua. Experience peace and calm. Okay, so that's that letting your fears go. And you have Lavender, connect to mind, body, and spirit, which is also about peace and calm. Lavender is. But what's really cool is the number on this. I've never noticed the numbers on these really. This is 33 and this is 44. Those are very highly spiritual numbers that you are working with here. So working through your fears, releasing the fear, allowing yourself to progress forward and chase your dreams because, yes, you are transforming your life. The opportunity for prosperity is here. You just need to be persistent, look for the opportunities, and then go for it. So actually very positive. And I just looked at the clock and it said 2-2. And so really great stuff for you. You can do this. All right. Be sure to leave me a comment and I will see you guys next week when I do those bid Sun in Cancer readings. I don't know how I'm going to get through all this.